Can you speak of how a culture of honor impacts the way we correct people, especially when their actions have been public or had a wide impact? Often there's a desire amongst onlookers for the individual to be publicly corrected for everyone to see. Church works on the assumption that public sins are corrected publicly. How does this work with honor? I think it goes back to this comment that Kris made about cleaning up your mess. You know, if it's a public mess, you'll have to clean it up publicly. But what oftentimes is looked at in the church is people don't want leaders corrected publicly, they want them punished publicly. And there's a lot of people that are waiting for me to throw Todd Bentley to the sharks. And we're not going to do that. You know, there was a lot of people that are waiting for some other leader that has just totally blown it for us to show our righteous conviction. And you know, the political spirit washes the hands of a matter, which is what Pilate did. You create a distance between you and the sinner, or you and the problem, so that you appear to be right to everybody else. That's the political spirit. The religious spirit takes up stones and brings judgment in order to appear right. And Jesus wasn't a part of either of those systems. The kingdom is differently. And sometimes there's a process involved. Sometimes there's just a process. And you have to be willing, you know, not everybody's going to like you if you stand with a sinner. And I don't owe everybody, if I can talk about the Todd thing, I don't owe everyone an explanation of conversations that go on in private. I feel no pressure to convince anybody of my devotion for holiness. If they can't see it in my personal life, then anything I'd preach isn't going to matter. So I'm going to stay with him, and what is taken care of in private will be kept in private. Whatever he makes public will be made public by his choice. Correction, you know, to correct somebody or confront, it has to hurt. It has to hurt the person who's doing the confronting. If it doesn't, don't do it. I remember with my kids and disciplining the kids, you know, sometimes I would send them to their room, and I'd have to take a little bit of time to make sure that when I went in there, I wasn't taking out on them the fact that they just took part of my evening. You know, they ruined my meal with friends. You know, it's not a personal vindication time. It's actually care for them and their upbringing. So I would take 10 minutes sitting outside and make sure my heart's right, make sure that I'm It was a long 10 minutes. Yes, yes. This is the voice of experience right here. They're in there crying out to God for mercy. What? Yeah, they would hide the spoon. It's all right. It's true. We'd find wooden spoons behind the bed under. But honestly, yes, you can't. It can't be your time of personal vindication. It just can't be. It can't be your time that they embarrassed you, they offended you, you lost time, you lost whatever. It has to be for them. And it's the same with church discipline. It's the same deal.